All right, welcome Joe, welcome people. This is live stream under the moonshine number 222. Live stream under the moonshine with Zaxter99. Tonight it's going to be our continuing visual novel called Panzer Hearts, which actually started off pretty interesting and pretty good, I thought, the other night. Sorry for not streaming last night. I was just too damn tired. I woke up too early and never get a nap, and I was just beat. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait and save my energy for tomorrow night. And I'll do that sometimes, on these live streams. So we're going to go ahead and continue with where we left off. Let me go ahead and find it here. Good to see you again, Joe. How you doing tonight, man? How you doing? Wait a minute. I want to see what that said. Hang on. I want to see what that said. Loving entails constraints upon the will. It is not simply up to us what we love and what we do not love. Love is not a matter of choice, but is determined by conditions that are outside of our immediate voluntary control. Harry Frankfurt, The Reasons for Love. This is a fictional story about war and love. Both are violent. Proceed with caution. Sounds pretty interesting. Sounds pretty true. We're going to go ahead and load back where we were the other night, the end of part 1. And if we kind of remember, we had a guy that was in war, and he thought he was dead on the war front, and he went up to heaven basically and said he wasn't ready, and he decided to basically say he wasn't ready, and they allowed him to come back down to earth. And this is kind of a weird visual novel in the way it's kind of mixing a mythology with the European War. So it's a little bit different like that, but also I think it makes it kind of interesting as well. So I think the writing is pretty good, and it's definitely doing a good job of keeping my interest. So we played the first day. We remember we went to the tank factory. We had our hearing was basically it could be lifelong hearing impairment because of the war, and we're still kind of healing. And so the one of the commanders basically told us he needs us, in the tank factory building tanks. And we went and visited our mom, and our mom was really sad and concerned because she had already lost her husband in war, and she lost her son, my older brother, in war. And so she's really concerned and was crying and everything like that. And then at the tank factory, we met a lady that he kind of likes and has the hots for already. And it sounds like she has the hots for him as well. She wanted to basically go out to a private place to swim, but he had to turn her down because he hadn't seen his mother in quite some time. And then when he went home and saw his mother and visited with dear old mom is kind of when he found out how concerned she was. So now that is kind of where we ended part 1. And let's go ahead and get back into part 2 now. And it says the next morning I go to the office complex. I feel a bit out of place as I had a terrible nightmare. I've had those ever since I came home from the front. The dream is always the same. I'm on the battle and soldiers around me are dying. I'm unable to move and help them. So kind of an effect of post-traumatic stress disorder. It sounds like having nightmares about the war. He has nightmares about being on the battlefield and soldiers around him are dying everywhere and he's unable to move, unable to go over and help them out. All I can do is watch them die. It's horrible. I need to shake this off and concentrate. I'm sure it will get better over time. Yeah, PTSD, yep, post-traumatic stress disorder. Need to shake this off and concentrate. I'm sure this will get better over time. Frau Beller, Kontar's secretary, taps away at her typewriter. The rhythmic clacking soothes me. And Bastian says, "Ma'am, General Labor Bastian reporting to Colonel Ackerman." "Yes, the Colonel is ready to see you." "Bastian, come in." Kontar paces restlessly around the room, and when I greet him with the customary bow, he stops and smiles at me. I like it. At ease, Bastian. I was informed that you made your first assembly work with the polystyrol pieces yesterday. I heard you did a fine job. Yes, sir. Don't be so formal, Bastian. Ease up, at ease. Today you will have a new task. You are to report to the same assembly hall as yesterday. You will be shown how the real equipment is assembled. I'm happy to hear that, sir. And Kontar points at the painting of the Emperor on the wall. Bastian, what do you think of our leader, the Emperor? A choice here. Our leader is the supreme commander of our armed forces and the man who guides our 10,000-year empire, or our leader is heir to the bloodline of the great Eri Hor, the first emperor raised from the dead by Anubis. This sounds like the better one here. Yes, that is who he is, but how do you feel about him? Huh. Colonel, I don't really understand the question. Of course I love him. Bastian, I already told you not to be so formal. I want to hear real answers from you. And Kontar turns from me, shaking his head. I will send for you later. Dismissed. Yes, sir. As I leave Kontar's office, I feel deeply uneasy. Why did he ask me something like that? I've never been so directly questioned about my loyalty. Is he doubting me? Have I done something to upset him? I only just started here yesterday. Maybe that's it. I'm new. He wants to see if I'm up to the task. That makes sense, as the mission here is extremely important. But I still don't understand why he came to the hospital and why he chose me. Well, I do have the best references. I was in the youth program, I got the best grades, I volunteered for battle, and so far I've done everything right. Not to mention, my father is also a hero of the Grand War, a martyr of the Empire. That could well explain it. I better just focus on my work. I will prove to Kontar that I'm worthy of his trust. Hans is waiting for me in the assembly hall. What took you so long? I've been here since Colonel Ackerman called me. Slow on your feet, are you? I had to go to the bathroom on the way here, but I'm ready to serve now. Ha, relax, I'm just teasing. Follow me. Also remember, this is not a true person, guys. This is an android, if you would. A kind of a robotic human. Yeah, we learned that in the last part. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, this is the whatever, something, Cyberoid 1000 or something. I follow Hans through the hall, passing all kinds of factory machinery. As you can see, we've progressed quite a lot since yesterday. That's because the factory runs around the clock with multiple shifts. Now that's efficiency fit for the Empire. Even though we have to maintain the machinery, it doesn't stop other parts of the complex from functioning. Eventually, we arrive in a massive, much more extensive assembly hall. In the center stands a red wooden house, and we stop in front of it. This is the operation center of the facility. Let me show you. Hans leads me into the building. It's one small room, and instead of the paintings that seem to be on the facility style, the walls are covered with maps. A map of the Empire surrounded by its enemies. It is covered with pins. Okay. What is this device? It has a keyboard with a set of strange... where was it? Oh, here. A set of strange rotating discs. Okay. And there's, of course, a frame with the Emperor's photo. A dozen or so typewriters lay on the table, one with a particular set apart from the rest. Hans looks at the huge map covering most of the wall. It shows our empire surrounded by other countries. The huge country to the east is Kolonov. The country to the west is Frunz. And the island separated from the mainland is Brestia. It's between the empire of Kolonov and Pastelia, a country mauled for centuries by larger neighbors. Whenever there's a conflict, it seems Pastelia gets beaten up by everyone. Oh man, because they're right in the middle, huh? After the Grand War, Pastelia was independent for a short time. After a successful invasion in the beginning of the summer, it is now wholly belongs to the Empire. As you see, our great empire is surrounded by its enemies, Kolonov, Frunze, and Brestia. I've seen maps before. Oh, no need to be a smartass. You haven't seen this map before. This lists all facilities like ours throughout the entire empire. Together, our factories make up the Circuit of Victory. I'm an engineer, so I love that name. It's vital the circuit keeps going even if a component malfunctions. So what kind of circuit would you say this is? Parallel. Parallel, I agree. Hans seems happy that you knew the right answer. I vaguely remember that from school. Brestia is the island of boobs. Oh, you had to restart your computer, kept freezing. Oh no. The current will keep flowing even if one component goes offline. So parallel it is. What fascinates me is that the analogy goes even deeper. In a series connection, all components have the same current. This would mean, in our analogy, that all the factories would need to operate at the same level of energy consumption. And this would make no sense, as the facilities have different purposes. In a parallel circuit, however, the voltage of all the components is the same, but the current for each of them can differ. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, sure. You're saying that if one of the factories was bombed... Wait a minute, this is me saying. You're saying that if one of the factories was bombed, the other factories could keep running? Hans's face goes cold before I even finish my sentence. Look at him. I've said something wrong. Oh no. What are you talking about? Our factories are not going to get bombed. Oh no. We have the best Air Force in the world, and the Commander-in-Chief has personally promised to keep our skies clear. I was just speaking hypothetically. I didn't mean that I think it's going to happen. Okay, it's fine. You're young, and young people are foolish. In principle, I think you get the idea. Hans points at one of the dots on the map, face firm. And this is our factory. As you can see, there's a heavy concentration of factories and other production facilities in this immediate area. We are the heart of the Empire here, Bastion. We have a great duty to fulfill. Yes, and we'll do it with great enthusiasm. Now that's more like it. Now let's get to work. We leave the operations center and head back to the main area, the place where we were the day before. However, it's changed. Equipment to move the assembly pieces lines the area. Pieces of machinery lay across the ground. What seems to be a piece of clothing is peeking out from among the pieces. Hans kicks it to the corner. It seems the night shift has done an awful job yet again. He's mad. The pieces are all over the place. No wonder. They're much lower class citizens than we are. We'll have to clean up after their mess. Oh, don't worry. I can take care of it in no time. I run to one of the pieces and take a hold of it. I try to lift it, but quickly realize I can't. It's just way too heavy. Ha ha, you cracked me up. Those aren't the polystyrol pieces from yesterday. Those are the real deal. Not even the Hansubis 1000 can move these pieces now. You're gonna have to use the crane, Bastian. You know how to use one, don't you? Alright, I'll show you. We climb into the crane operator's cabin and Han shows me the different levers of the machine. All the movements of the crane are controlled with 4 levers. The first moves the crane left and right. The second moves the boom up and down. The third lever extends the boom, and the fourth controls the hoist. In just a couple of minutes, I get a hold of how to operate the huge machine. It seems you got the knack of. It seems like you got a knack for it. I'll let you move the pieces now. Yes, sir. I try to act cool, but I feel super nervous. I didn't expect to get this real action this quickly. But here we go. All right. So, ready. Oh, tank is not ready. Never mind. Boop. Well, this is real hard. Boop. 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 Ready. Well done, Bastian. Get down from here and come marvel at your achievement. A small tank stands in front of us. It's not particularly impressive. The design is so light, it's probably only used as an infantry support or reconnaissance. A picture of a fierce Anubis is painted on the side armor to protect the crew. We call her the Spritz. The Spritz, huh? Astrid comes in. You fools forgotten to tighten the caterpillar tracks this time. How do you plan to drive that thing out of here? Oh, the fool here is you. Shouldn't you actually be doing something instead of barging in here all the time? Whatever. I knew talking with you would provide no real intelligence. Oh, wow. She just puts him down like that. Damn. Anyway, congrats on the assembly, Bastian. At least someone here knows what he's doing. Damn, she just stabbing insults at this Anubis 1000. Oh, thank you, but I have to say Hans really showed me how to do it. We don't have time for this nonsense. Astrid, go get to work. Bastian, report to Colonel Ackerman. I enter Kontar's office, excited to hear whatever it is he has to say. General Labor Bastian reporting. Or that's what me, sorry. General Labor Bastian reporting, Colonel Ackerman. At ease, Bastian. I heard you assembled your first tank today. That's really quite impressive. None of our general laborers have assembled a tank before. You see, this was actually a test. I wanted to see how well you performed with a limited amount of information. Thank you, Colonel. You are welcome. You are now promoted to assembler. Congratulations, son. Dismissed. Thank you, sir. Alright, we got promoted already. Woohoo. As I leave Kontar's office, I spot a young woman sitting in the receptionist's chair. She's looking at her nails intently. Her voluminous hair flows down her shoulders, and she is boasting a luscious outfit. She could have walked right off a youth magazine cover. She stands and walks towards me. Upon her passing me, we lock gazes. It's nothing but a short glance, but it betrays her eye. Wait a minute. But it betrays her eyes that are like cats, mischievous. A delicious, sultry perfume stings me like a royal cobra, penetrating my skin with ease. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, more romance in the air, huh? I stand dumbfounded for a few seconds, as if I had just been shot again. I try to resist, but eventually I stop, and I glance back right at her. Nefer, huh? Daddy, why did you keep me waiting? You know I don't like waiting. She brushes right past me and into Kontar's office. Oh, so she's Kontar's daughter. Uh-oh. I don't know if we want to get in on that. That might be dangerous. If we ever broke her heart, oh man, we'd have hell to pay, I'm thinking. I can't believe Kontar has a daughter like her. And that perfume. The ringing of the factory bell signals that work for my shift is done for today. I join the flood of other workers heading out of the factory. As I get to the gate to fetch my bike, Astrid suddenly appears next to me. Uh-oh, Astrid's gonna want to go nude skinny dipping. I'm just saying. Bastian, wait! Let's go swimming now. Yep, I told you she'd want to go swimming. She's been thinking about it all night. She likes him. I would be stupid to not go with her. She annoys me too much. I just want to go home. Hell no, we don't want to go home, do we, Joe? What do you say, Joe? Are we going, or are we saying she's annoying? What do you say? Personally, I prefer Astrid anyway. Yeah, exactly. So we're going, right? You agree? We're going with her. Hell yeah. Yeah, Joe agrees. Let's go. All right. Yeah, let's go, baby. You don't have to go see your mom? Well, to be honest, I feel really stupid for not going with you yesterday. You said you know an amazing place, right? I do. I'm ready if you are. Yeah. I don't think he's going to see this, quote, amazing place. I'm just saying. He already told us that she's prettier than he thought she was out in the sunlight and all that good stuff. Yeah, we remember reading that yesterday. All right, let's do it then. Astrid jumps on her bike and speeds out of the factory premises. I grab my bike and follow along behind her. I have trouble keeping up with her as she speeds towards the river. Wow, she's in a hurry to get in that water. Astrid weaves through the traffic faster than the cars do. Holy cow. She turns a corner ahead of me. And by the time I turn it, I've completely lost her. Oh no. Instead, there's the glimmer of the river. I bike towards it and stop at the riverfront. The river is surrounded by a large mound-like structure made of rock, possibly meant to stop children from falling into it. The water shimmers from the warm days of summer sun. I look around, but I can't see where in the world it would be possible to swim. Astrid is nowhere to be found. I hear a whistle to my right. Astrid has climbed onto a strip of rocks behind the river. Bastian, come here. Use the rocks as footholds. Okay, can you see that little ledge down there? A small pier-like formation sits, barely even visible, down where the structure meets the river. A large tree growing through the rocks completely hides it. Yeah, I can see it. Seems pretty difficult to get down there, though. Oh, don't worry. Just follow me. We climb down the side of the river using rocks as footholds. It's amazing how fast Astrid can move. I have to take my time to place my feet on stable positions, but Astrid moves very naturally. She must have made this climb countless times. And after an exhausting few moments, we finally arrive at the ledge. Last one in the water is a rotten egg. As soon as we reach the ledge, Astrid rips off all her clothes. Oh my god. OMG. Well, it doesn't say all her clothes. It just said Astrid rips off her clothes. So now it's got me wondering, is she completely nude? Or is she like in panties and a bra? Did she have a swimsuit on underneath her clothing, ready to go? What do you think, Joe? I turn away, red-faced. Oh, she's naked. I've never seen a girl naked, at least not after I became a man, and Astrid doesn't seem to be bothered by this at all. Well, here we go, Joe. We got a nude girl. I hope this game doesn't show nudity, because if it does, yeah, this video can't be live streamed or it's going to get me in trouble. I hope it doesn't show any nudity. I know some of these games that do show nudity. And then there's a splash. I take off my shirt and my pants. Damn, you gotta realize he's never seen a naked woman before. Do you realize how nervous he probably is taking off his shirt and pants in the direct sunlight? Joe's like, woohoo! Getting good now, right? With only my underwear, I jump into the water and swim after Astrid. So notice he left his underwear on. I have a feeling she's going to tease him about that. What do you think, Joe? I have a feeling she's going to tease him about it. I'm fully nude. How come you aren't? When I reach Astrid, I splash a wave of water her way, and she grins devilishly, and then slaps water straight into my face. So it sounds like they are definitely having fun. But how much more fun are they going to have? That's the question. Damn! She is naked. And for a brief second, the sunlight and the water distort my vision, and I squint at her. Hey, it looks like she's squinting too. Her face is all scrunched up, trying not to laugh at me. But her face is so weird, I start laughing at her, and then she bursts into a fit of giggles. Yeah, they're having a happy, jolly time right now. I'm still surprised he's not more nervous than he is. I think if that was my first time, I'm just going back to thinking when I was like a teenager and I'd never seen a naked woman before, or a naked girl. If something like this would have happened with me, I would have been so freaking nervous that first time, I think. That, yeah, I think I'd be like 9 shades of red. And like him, I probably wouldn't have took off my underwear either. I'm just saying. I don't know. Her laugh is nice, fearless, and genuine. But at the same time, it's an opening. Oh, an opening for a kiss, huh? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty forward of her to take me swimming and undress completely in front of me. I would say that's probably plenty forward to go for a kiss, if that's what it's going to ask me. I splash her again, catching her unaware. Judging from the look on her face, the battle's far from over. Oh, wow. This is going to be the kiss, huh? Send him his head twirling. Oh, nope. I wake up in my bed. What? I wake up in my bed. Joe says I would be laughing uncontrollably. I laugh when I'm nervous. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, a lot of people do laugh when they get nervous. That makes sense. She might have been nervous too. I don't know. She was laughing and uncontrollably too. I don't know. So what happened? I guess he's going to remember it now? What's up with the music? The music sounds sad. I wake up in my bed. Episodes from yesterday flash through my consciousness, assembling the tank with Hans, Kontar giving me a promotion, and the swimming trip with Astrid. The best thing is, I don't think I had a single nightmare last night. I slept soundly, thinking of how much fun I had with Astrid. Aww. And then, out of nowhere, Kontar's daughter pops into my mind. Oh shit. And she walks past me, and once again, her scent wafts over me. I turn to look at her, and to my surprise, she's smiling at me. I shake my head. Did that really just happen? Or wait, am I dreaming? He's dreaming of the girl he barely glanced at now. What does that mean? Even I'm confused. I lay awake for quite some time, laying there confused. My hands trace the scars on my chest and my stomach. Aw, man. They're rough, so distinct from the softness of the skin around them. I was on the battlefront for such a short time, but these scars are going to remain on my body for the rest of my life. It is miraculous that they look and feel so rough, but don't cause me any kind of discomfort. Only rarely do I get a short sting of pain, which I think happens more in my head than in my actual body. Quiet sounds of steps float in from the kitchen. Mom must be awake. I turn towards the door and I sigh. There's a weird feeling in my chest, but I can't quite parse it. The common sounds of the household. I'm happy to hear them. Or not. I realize I've been idling in my thoughts for a long time. I quickly get up and put my clothes on. I enter the kitchen and I find Mom there. She's sitting in front of the kitchen table. It's set for two, but the plates are empty, and she's holding something in her hand. She looks sad. Good morning, Mom. Yes, good morning, Bastian. Is there any breakfast, Mom? Yes, I'll prepare some in a moment. Whatever it is she's holding, she's caressing it like a baby. I have a feeling this is going to be a sad moment. I still want to know what happened with Astrid, though, don't you, Joe? Yeah, we were splashing around in the swimming. I was in my underwear. She's completely nude. We're giggling at each other. And then we don't find out what happened. Like, did I kiss her? Did we do anything? And then it didn't say. And then we wake up with thoughts of everything, and then thoughts of that commander's daughter. What the heck, man? And now we're thrusted from a moment of laughter and joy with Astrid in the water to obviously a very sad moment coming up with dear old Mom. Boy, this visual novel, I gotta say I like it, but so far it's kind of an emotional roller coaster, isn't it? All right, let's get through this sad moment. Joe says the war was far from over. What happened? Yeah. It bothers me, but I'm really hungry, and I'm annoyed by the way she's acting. I'm already in a hurry to get to the factory. I have to go to the store first and get some pretzels. In a moment. Mom, I need to get to work. I need to try to eat something. Yes, in a moment. What? I leave her sitting at the table, mumbling to herself, as I feel an urge to distance myself from whatever widening gap that's growing between her and reality. Aw, man. Wow, what's going on with that? I bike through the city, shivering slightly from the early morning chill. People and cars blur by, all in their own rush to get to work. Slowly, my mind drifts away. Again, I see Kantar's daughter. Wow, her image follows me throughout the city. But what I notice most is the scent of her perfume trailing me as I travel. Holy cow, he's like smelling her perfume as he travels on his bike now the next morning. Boy, he must really like this girl, but he doesn't even know her. He doesn't know her from Adam. I stop my bike and inhale as deep as I can. It is her fragrance, or is it her fragrance? Or is it just her? It's driving me insane. I start pedaling again, and she jumps on the back of my bike. What? He's imagining all kinds of shit now. Why can't I just forget her? She sits behind me on my bike all the way to the factory. And as I near the bike racks, her image abruptly jumps in front of me. She smiles at me again, and then something happens. She shimmers, and she blurs. Huh. And suddenly, she's Astrid walking towards me, a quirk to her lips. Good morning, Astrid. Yesterday was so much fun. Good morning. Yes, it was. How did it go with your mom? Well, Mom, she hasn't had a good day since my dad died. I guess it makes sense. She doesn't have any real friends, and she's alone all the time. Aw, I understand. Oh, I know. What do you say we arrange something fun for your mom? Fun for my mom? I don't know. What would that be? Well, what is she like? We could cook dinner, invite people over, we could make it a fun evening, you know? Or we could take her out for a walk. Or we could buy her a puppy. Man, I kind of like Astrid. She's pretty cool. It's like she cares about his mother and she hasn't even met her. That's really cool. It kind of says she cares about Bastian already. A puppy's a bad idea. I doubt she'd even take care of it. And the idea of inviting people over scares me too. The place is a total mess. She never even leaves the house. Aw, that's sad to hear. It must be tough for you to see her like that. It is. It's very hard. You know, I'm already late. We gotta get to work. Oh, yeah, you're right. Bye for now, Bastian. I enter the take assembly area to find Hans there waiting for me. The floor is covered with pieces of machinery, torn pieces of clothing, and dirt. It's a total mess. Morning, Bastian. Congratulations on your promotion yesterday. But that's enough for greetings. As you can see, the place here is a mess again. The night shift has again left us with a cleaning duty. But cleaning is not our job. Once or twice maybe, but this is becoming a custom. Maybe it's just a mistake, but this cannot be tolerated. I'm going to speak to the person responsible. For the time being, your job is to go ahead and clean this mess up. Get rid of this mess. Yes, sir. I start picking up the trash and throwing it into a bucket. What is this? How come I can't pick that up? Then a dirty piece of clothing catches my eye. I'm going to investigate it. It looks bloody. The blood is making me wonder what the heck. It looks just like it looks just like the one Hans kicked away yesterday. Only this time, it has a curious red stain. It reminds me of the short experience I had as a soldier, because it looks like blood. Why would the night shift leave a bloody piece of clothing here? I need to ask Hans why the night shift is so dirty. Did they have an accident? They put you on the cleaning duty? Astrid says. Oh yeah, hi Astrid. Yeah, I guess the stupid night shift doesn't clean up after their own mess. Do you know who works for the night shift? Hans says they're lower class workers, so it makes sense that they didn't do a good job. If I started as a general laborer, these guys must be like general non-laborers, huh? I thought I struck a great joke, but Astrid doesn't seem to agree. Something like that, I guess. What are you two babbling about, Bastian? Get this place clean. And you, Astrid, how do you always find time to come here and bother us? I should talk to your supervisor. Sir, I was walking to my post at the other end of the hall. I was merely exchanging a few words with a fellow co-worker, sir. Get going. I'm watching you. We need to get on with our work. Yes, sir. Astrid runs off, and I redouble my efforts to clean up the place. Hans doesn't seem to be in too good of a mood. I point at the dirty piece of clothing lying on the floor. Hans, what is this? Why is there blood? Stop asking meaningless questions. Just concentrate on getting the place clean. That is an order. Yes, sir. Wow. After the disgusting cleaning duty, I finally make it to the cafeteria for lunch. It's always overcrowded during lunch. For the most part, it's a sea of workers, but every now and then there's a man in a military uniform or a woman in a skirt. At Joe says, like I said, I prefer Astrid. Yeah, for sure. She seems like a lot more fun so far. The women are, of course, given plenty of space rather than being jostled in the crowd. I get into line with the others. Separated from the cafeteria by a glass wall is the officers' mess. A mess is the kitchen, if you don't know. Kontar and a group of well-clad officers are just walking in. The officers sit at tables with embroidered tablecloths and silver cutlery. A waiter walks up to them and takes their orders. A pinch of jealousy hits me. But thinking about it, of course they get a separate room. They are officers, after all. They have important matters to discuss. Hey, Bastian, can I join you for lunch? Of course. Astrid joins me in the queue. A few people behind us clear their throats, obviously annoyed, but no one confronts us. I'm sorry I interrupted your work earlier today. I was just walking to my post and I saw you there. I hope I didn't get you in any trouble. No, don't worry about it. I guess Hans just gets wound up sometimes. I think he's a good guy, though. Yeah, I figured. I glance at today's menu. White bean soup, bratwurst, potato dumplings, and rye bread. Nothing particularly appetizing. Of course I'm going to take food. I'm hungry. I grab a bratwurst and some dumplings. After all, I do need to eat. Oh, I love rye bread. There's not much else to eat, though. Yeah, I like rye bread, too. Well, we are at war, after all. We shouldn't expect too much, I guess. It's wonderful enough that we even have food at all to eat. The food on the front wasn't always... And this soldier says, "Get a move on. We got hungry mouths to feed over here." We grab our food and head to one of the plain, worn tables. I sit across from Astrid, setting a napkin down as my tablecloth, and I pick up an old metal fork. All right, Astrid, what are we talking about today? Well, you mentioned the front and the food over there. Oh, yes, I wonder how my friends are doing over there. Look at him, he looks kind of sad. Do you miss your comrades? I do, but I never really got to form the brotherly ties that apparently happened during battle. Gosh, I can't even remember the names of the guys in my unit. Sometimes I feel like a failure. I can't even fight like a man should. Oh, get rid of those thoughts right now, soldier. You're doing a great job here. And this job is definitely more important than being another chunk of meat in that grinder we call the front. A meat grinder? I thought you appreciated the job our brave soldiers are doing on the front. No, that's not what I mean, Bastian. It's just that you can help the troops a lot more from here than if you were a teeny piece of machinery over there. I mean, from here you can deliver them the means to victory. Well, I guess you're right. It's just that... Can I tell you something, Astrid? Yes, of course. My mom, as I told you, she's not well. She's lost her husband, my father, in the Grand War. And, well, she's been mourning him ever since. I don't know what I can do to make her feel better. I got enlisted and I thought she would be proud of me for following in my father's footsteps. Instead, she's acting so odd. I feel like I don't understand anything anymore. I see. That's really sad, Bastian. I thought I would become a hero on the battlefield and make her proud of her son. Oh, I'm sorry, Bastian. But there are different kinds of heroes, don't you think? Bastian, your father... Is it okay if we talk about him? Sure, I haven't talked about him much. I mean, there's never been a time or place. I always felt as I should exhibit valor. I wanted to be just like my dad, a decorated war hero. But Bastian, you are exhibiting valor right now. You went to battle. You suffered injuries. And you still decided to come back to work here. If that's not valor, I don't know what is. I would have to agree with her there. Yeah, mess is a mess hall. Yep. I have to agree with her there. She's got a good point. I mean, it's pretty courageous to go into war, first of all, go into battle and not chicken out, get injured, and then when a lot of people would be, you know, uh, going home and using that as a way to not work or anything else, he has decided to, even though he hasn't even taken proper healing time, and he's going to work in the war tank factory. I guess so. It's just that I feel like my mom isn't happy, even though I try so hard to become something. Sometimes I wonder whether she would rather join my father and brother in the afterlife, rather than stay here with me. Oh man, that's sad. Yeah, the more Astrid speaks, the more I like her. Exactly. Yeah, she's not. At first, when she's all like wanting to go swimming with him the first day or whatever, I'm like, this is kind of a little slut, or whatever. But now she's actually talking like she kind of cares about him, So maybe she's just not like a slut or whatever. So maybe she's actually a good gal. You mix a good gal with a slut, hey, you got every man's fantasy, right? So that's kind of sad what he said to her here, though. Sometimes I wonder whether she would rather join my father and my brother, who are dead, in the afterlife, rather than stay here on Earth with me. Man, that's freaking sad that he said that. Oh, that's crazy and you know it. No matter what your mom says, I'm sure she loves you and wants the best for you. Geez, if I lost a husband, I don't know how I could live after that. And Bastian says, are you married? No, I was just speaking figuratively. I can't even imagine how I would feel. Listen, you have to get your mind off your mom or you're going to go crazy. You should do things you find fun and interesting. That's exactly what I need, Astrid. I want to get out of the house. It feels like the atmosphere is pulling me down. I don't want to end up like my mom, dusty, immobile, stuck in the past. Still, I feel really bad for her, She is my mom. I don't know if I can do anything about it, though. Don't worry. Everything's going to be alright, Bastian. Maybe we should go swimming, or maybe the Marsha Brunnen Park. Let's go there. It's my favorite place in the whole city. It's so beautiful there. Hey, sounds great. A bell rings, signaling the end of lunchtime. People gather their trays and start heading out. Well, time to get back to work. I'll see you in the yard when the shift ends, okay? Alright, see you soon. After lunch, I hurry to finish my cleaning on the factory floor. I finish the job with a final swish of the mop. The floor is almost sparkling. I pause to admire my work just as Hans walks in. Great job, now we're talking. Maybe we can finally get some real work done now. Yes, sir, I'm right on it. Not now, Bastian. You're to report to Colonel Ackerman straight away. He said it was urgent. Now get going. Okay, yes, sir. You don't have to worry about all the formalities all the time, Bastian. I know I got a little angry earlier today. I think Astrid's distracting you a little bit too much from your work. I spoke with her supervisor and I learned her assigned position is exactly where she said it was. I was also told she's quite an engineer. You are both better than average factory workers. Just remember, you have to keep working hard. Don't get distracted by chewing the fat. In your free time, you can do whatever you please, but during your working hours, it's work that matters here. Do you understand? Yes, sir. I mean, Hans. Ha 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 ha, that's better. Now get going. You don't want to keep the colonel waiting. I'm on my way. Frau Beller sits behind her desk as usual, typing fast enough to be a sports hero. A trickle of guilt creeps down my back. I wish I didn't always have to interrupt her. Assembler Bastian reporting. Yes, go on in, Bastian. Yes, ma'am. Upon entering the office, I see Kantar talking with his daughter. Uh-oh. Her lips are bright red, and her cheeks are a lively pink. And she's laughing. The sound reminds me of bells. Not the big ones played in old temples, but small, delicate ones, like a cat bell. The sound is silent, reaching more towards my soul than my own ears. Everything about her radiates pure beauty. I think he just likes her big boobs. What do you think, Joe? Look at them boobs. That's got to be what he likes, right? No, I don't know. He definitely has something for her, though. My pulse quickens. Ahem. Oh, wait a minute. This is me. Ahem. Assembler Bastian reporting. At ease, son. How was work today? Very good, sir. I cleaned the whole assembly area. I have to say, the night shift is not particularly clean, sir. Yes, the night shift. We'll have to do something about them. In the meantime, I wanted to introduce you to someone. Oh boy. Bastian, this is my daughter, Nefer. Nefer, this is Bastian. He was wounded on the front, and so I recruited him to work in the factory. He has so far exhibited great energy and the ability to learn. Nefer walks towards me. Uh-oh. She stretches out her hand. Look at them eyes. Look at those eyes. I reach for her hand, but realize my hand is brown with dirt and grime. I snatch it away and instead give a deep, exaggerated bow. I am honored to meet you, Nefer. I think this is the better one. He's already told me to quit being so formal, so yeah, we're gonna obey him and quit being so formal, especially to his daughter. I'm honored to meet you, Nefer. And she says, why are you bowing to me as if I'm an empress? And now your cheeks are almost as red as mine. Are you sure you're okay, soldier? Yes, I just came directly from the assembly area. I'm very dirty. I'm in no condition for meeting a fine lady such as yourself. Uh-oh, she's gonna like that. He just totally complimented her, called her a fine lady. Yeah. I am not worthy of shaking a fine lady like your hand. It's quite the compliment. Whoa, my stream just went back to Bastian going into the office. Oh no. What the heck? Oh, you are so funny. Kantar looks at me. His expression is hard to understand. That expression? Nefer and I are going to the cinema today. There's a new film called The Great Love. Would you like to join us? I already made plans with Astrid, but this is the commander. Man, this is a tough choice, guys. What the heck do I do? Yes, sir, I would love to come, or I've already made other plans, but I guess I can skip them. Oh man, what a tough choice. What do you think, Joe? What do I do? I think Astrid would understand if I went. I mean, because this is the commander. Man, I don't know. I already made other plans, but I guess I can skip them. Either way, it's like a yes. I would love to come, or do I mention my other plans? Yeah, I think I'm going to mention that I had other plans, but I guess I can skip them. This film is quite unique. It's the greatest film ever produced in the Empire. Nefer walks right in front of me and looks me directly in the eye. You wouldn't want to let down a fine lady now, would you? Oh, man. What? She said that? Now you wouldn't want to let down a fine lady, would you? Nefer's voice has an alluring effect on me, and I simply cannot refuse. You're absolutely right, Nefer. I would love to come. Great. We'll meet at 7 in front of the Zoo Cinema Palace. Dismissed. Yes, sir. As I leave Kontar's office, I glance at Nefer, and she smiles at me. Wow. Her glance makes me swell with pride. The sun hangs low, and my work shift is over. Thick smoke from the factory chimneys pour tirelessly into the sky as I head out to meet Astrid. She's going to be sad that we can't go swimming with her. She's waiting for me at the bike stand, eating rye bread wrapped in paper. Okay, let's go. Off to March Pruden. Oh yeah, we're not going swimming. We're going to the park, the beautiful park she wanted to go to. Wait. There's been a change of plans, Astrid. Colonel Ackerman invited me to watch a film today at the Zoo Palace. I really couldn't refuse. And Astrid's face falls. I shift my gaze to my feet. Aww. Well, that's great. You're really getting friendly with the boss, aren't you? I guess so. It feels kind of weird, but I'm happy that I've been able to prove myself as a factory worker after failing as a soldier. Bastian, how many times do we have to go through this? You haven't failed. You just got unlucky. Anything can happen in battle. Besides, I don't think it was unlucky after all. You're a great factory worker, and I'm happy that I got the chance to meet you. Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. I'm liking Astrid more and more the more I talk to her. Or the more she talks. I'm happy I got the chance to meet you too, Astrid. Well, I have to get going. I should freshen up before the movie. Yes, you should. Don't let the good colonel down by showing up all greasy to the cinema. I'll see you tomorrow then, okay? Yes, tomorrow, Astrid. I get on my bike and sail down the boulevard, the bustling traffic quite fitting my uneasy mood. And after a few seconds, something twirls to the front of my mind. Was Astrid worried about something? I come home and Mom is in front of the kitchen table, rubbing something in her hand. And she sees me and springs to her feet. Bastian, you're back. I haven't seen Mom so energetic in ages. A huge grin plasters my face. Hi, Mom. Nice to see you up on your feet. How has your day been? I feel great, dear. Anubis spoke to me again. He told me about Bruno and your father. Their 1Bs were their lightest kind, and they're both doing well now. Bruno is working as a gardener. He stopped all that flying fully, and he's so keen about it. Why don't you think about gardening too, Bastian? Oh, she wants him to garden rather than working in the tank factory because it's safer. My smile falls. She spent the whole day thinking of the dead. Not this again, Mom. You have to stop talking about the dead. Please, it's making me crazy, Mom. Bruno was such a handsome boy, and your father... Her grip tightens on whatever it is she's holding. It annoys me. He was a great man. He was a real hero, someone who deserves to be remembered. Well, guess what? Your son, who is still alive, is going to the cinema with Colonel Ackerman today. He personally invited me to go with him and his daughter. Well, this is great. This is really great. I clench my fist so tight that my arm shakes. Why is she so crazy? Why can't she just be happy for me? I'm alive and I'm doing important things for the Empire now. I'll be a hero of the Empire myself. My breath quickens. If I try to say another word, I'm gonna start shouting, and I just need to get out of here. I go to my room to change clothes, intending to leave immediately. But as I pass through the kitchen, I can't help but glance at her. She's opened the palm of her hand just enough for me to catch a glimpse of some sort of medallion, and I snort. I don't know what she's up to, and damn it, I don't care. What should I wear? Leave to the cinema in your work clothes. Leave to the cinema in your soldier uniform. The uniform, yeah. It's not really fancy, but what else do I have? I put on my uniform. It feels strange to wear it after a while. I leave the house and head to the cinema. All right, and with that, guys, before we go to the cinema and find out what happens with whatever her name is, Kontar's daughter, we are going to end this now just after the 1 hour mark in. So we will pick this up again tomorrow night, guys, on Livestream Under the Moonshine number 223. I think that Panzer Hearts looks to be a pretty good visual novel. It's building up some intrigue on exactly what's going on with his dear old mom and, you know, the romance effect. Is he going to choose the Emperor's daughter? Is he going to choose Astrid, who Joe and I both like? What's going to happen with that whole thing? And I feel like there's a confrontation coming between Bastion and his dear old mother, and that's going to be sad, but also dramatic as well, I think. So we got a lot. I feel like there's a lot of build-up in this visual novel, and I feel like it's doing a good job of keeping our interest. And I know it's keeping my interest. Hopefully you're enjoying it as well too, Joe. All these live stream Under the Moonshines I am uploading to my YouTube channel as well. So, you know, if you don't get a chance to watch my streams here on Twitch or whatever, and you prefer watching YouTube for some reason, you can always check out my re-uploads of my live stream Under the Moonshines over on my YouTube channel. All right, thanks so much for being here, Joe. I appreciate that. This is a good novel. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. This is a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. And this is exactly why I read these visual novels. I read a lot of them, and some of them aren't that good, but the ones that are really good, and I've read some really, really good ones. And the ones that are really good are really worth the time and worth reading to you guys. So I honestly wish that more people enjoyed this kind of live stream. I feel like there's not nearly enough people that enjoy this kind of a visual novel. And, you know, I'm doing my part. I'm trying to read to people because I know a lot of people hate reading. And my hope has always been that people will, you know, enjoy listening to a good novel if they're unwilling to read one themselves. But anyway, thanks for being here, Joe, and we'll be back tomorrow night with Live Stream Under the Moonshine again to continue Panzer Hearts. Thanks for being here, everybody. We'll see you in the next one, everybody. Have a great Friday out there, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Take care, everybody.